Morning. Good morning. Hello. Void Iable. Makua. Cinda. I feel like I'm chanting spells here. Intelon 69. I'm psychic. Have you seen any of my low ink predictions? Yes, the answer is yes. I know you have. I know all you little snots lurk in that. We're gonna prove him wrong. No one's ever proven me wrong, Heather. Good morning, Falco. I'm not going to subscribe. Don't show me this again. You lost 100,000? What match did you gamble on that you... It wasn't the DC loss, was it? That's a bad beat. If you gamble 100,000 points and you lose on a DC in Game 5, that's a bad beat. I have 108,000 channel points on IPL. Yeah, Scott Van Pelt, bad beat. You still have 500? Oh, because you gamble. That's just pocket change. 100,000 is just pocket change. I would do that. I would go, like, randomly just go all in on some team on an SOS. And then they would lose. And every time, the winning team would be like, oh, Popgun did it. Like, some way, the winning team would always take it to Twitter. About how, like, oh, Popgun bet all these points on us to lose. No, I didn't bet on you to lose. I bet on the other team to win. Because I didn't know who you were. Now I know. You're an annoying person who goes to Twitter. That's who you are. I haven't done that in a while, though. Maybe I should. Is SOS this week? Or are they taking this week off? Does anyone have any idea how he managed to start the stream without being anywhere near his desk? Like this. Off to the side. My mouse is right here. So I just grab the mouse and I'm underneath the camera. That's how it works. Can I do a point of view of like hold on. This might not look good at all. And let's make sure my underwear is not in the shot. Which it is not. Can I show this just like... Can you see? Okay, yeah, that's not horrible. So this is what I'm looking at, essentially. I'm not like doxing myself in this picture, am I? Oh, gosh. There we go. It's like something under my desk I need to... Okay, so here we go. This is essentially what I got. I got one of those little poker things that I haven't really set up. Falco's got like a one that's twice the size of that. My notes right here. My water right there. Keyboard, and then my monitor, and then the secondary one. That's how we got it set up here. Oh my god, Mega Man music! Oh my goodness! What do I do while I'm off screen? The same thing. Brush my teeth, shave my neck. That's the two things, and get my water. The same three things every week for the past 5 years or so. Brush my teeth, shave my neck, Get water. Sometimes throw in a little deuce in there. There's nothing entertaining about going through an hour-long episode of the Popcast needing to take a little donkey dump. So clear that out first sometimes. Not all the time. Poppington? You shouldn't call me that. Just call me sir. That works. I feel like that not actually like call you Falco. But I feel like there has been times, well no, there's definitely been times where you've DM'd me, be like, hey, you should talk about this today. And I'm like, that's a great idea. For example, I don't know why, but I was just like, am I gonna have anything to talk about other than Loink today? Am I really gonna do another Taking Your Call segment? And then you and me were talking, and I was like, MomoCon's this weekend. I should do a segment on MomoCon. I mean, I probably should. Maybe that's a bad sign of MomoCon. Ol' hamster. Hammy ham. Oh, gosh, excuse me. Keanu, are you talking about Rizza? Nice. I saw your post today. And I was like, what's the one place that everyone says is overrated, but the one place you need to go to? Is it the Varsity? Is that what it's called? I haven't been to Atlanta since high school. We went to a Braves game, in the Coke Factory. They got the Coke Factory there. Probably a bunch of others. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to Atlanta. I'm too old to play shooters. I play Splatlings so that I can take that time when I build up my rev to actually, you know, oil up my joints and whatnot. Shooters are a young man weapon. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Popcast. Whenever you're listening to this, whether it be live or a VOD, Twitch or YouTube, while you are claiming that the map ship shape is shaped like a ship, trying to find your MomoCon hotel 3 days before the event, attempting to beef with me over the Pacers versus Knicks series that starts on Wednesday. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to this. Unless I don't. I want to tease something. I want to tease you guys. Something that I've been kind of hinting at for the last about a week or so. Maybe the last couple of weeks. I don't know. But there's something pretty cool coming up. And I want to... I'm not going to reveal it because it's not 100% set in stone yet. But I wanted to at least put it out there in your radar to be thinking about this. Proving Grounds is going to be coming back. And I've said on the record that if Proving Grounds was going to be coming back, it had to be something that made it worthwhile. It had to be something that made it value added to the community. It couldn't just be, here's Proving Grounds, that's the double elimination Splat Zone tournament that is just IPL's version of that. It's not it. There's no reason to have a tournament like that, especially in the climate right now. So we have found a new format, and this is the best one by far. It is the best format by far because it matches the goal of what Proving Grounds is supposed to be. Proving Grounds originally was going to be IPL's attempt at catering to high level, creating something that was just going to blow the doors wide open and was like, everybody who's in top level is going to want to sign up for this. And we fell short of that. And we tried last time. The last thing we did was, let's take the winners of other tournaments outside of IPL and within IPL, have them play against each other for a cash prize pool. That didn't work out either. So it's like, all right, let's put it on the shelf. Well, we have found a way to make this what I hope will be the one event that will be more viewed and more popular than the League Championship Showdown or the LAN Championship Showdown. If you listen to Falco's podcast, I guess, I don't know, Falco did like a stream on his normal channel and he just like talked for like 2.5 hours. Listen to the whole thing. It was really interesting stuff. One of the things Falco mentioned was that on Twitch, the LCS stream was the 4th most viewed Splatoon stream of the year up to this point. And the 3 things that beat it out are Japan streamers, which if you've ever just like been up late at night and you look at Twitch in the Splatoon category, there's like some Japan streamers that are just streaming Salmon Run or just like casual X rank and stuff like that. They got like 1,000+ views. It's crazy. But that's the standard. The standard that LCS set, that is the standard. That is the new goal, that if you want to have like a high top level event, like a high quality event, that's what you should be gunning for. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, I want to beat Falco's thing. No, the bar has been raised for everybody, and we want to meet and exceed that. There's nothing to really announce yet. There are still some things in the works with what we're doing with Proving Grounds. To give you a sense of the scope that we're looking at here, the things that we're trying to figure out are like us pushing the limit of what the community guidelines are about. And when you think about how chill NA of Nintendo of NA and Nintendo of EU have been, like, to think that we're getting to that level of like really testing the waters on that is what we're kind of working with right here with this event that we're putting together. I will say what it's not. It's not going to be a league. Top level, from what we've been seeing feedback wise, a league isn't really going to cut it. It's not really what people want to be doing. It takes a little bit of time, and anybody who's actually run a league, those things are actually really stressful and not fun to get through. But I will say this. We've been paying attention, and we think we've created something that nobody else can create except for IPL, which is what IPL should be doing. We should leave these standard bracket and badge kind of things to folks who just want to do that. If we're going to be the big org, the big scary org that we are, then we need to do big, awesome things. And I think we're going to be reaching that. We'll probably be announcing it pretty soon. But I'll just say this. We're aiming to knock off LCS from the fourth most viewed Splatoon event. And then we're all going to get eliminated because Riptide's going to be number one, or at least number one in the West anyways. But still, the bar has been raised by LCS, and with Proving Grounds, we think we got an idea that's going to gun to beat it. Popgun to beat it, if you will. So stay tuned for stuff like that. And for anyone saying it's Super Jump, no. There might be an announcement coming soon about that, but this is unrelated. So, and to the person who's thought it'd be 20XX, do you not know anything about anything? Also, I don't know anything about 20XX coming back. It's been a while. News of tournaments that may be of interest to the casual listener of the Popcast. Little Squid League number 50 is taking place on Saturday, the 50th edition of Little Squid League. I have no idea if they're doing anything special for that. Sometimes they have done like invitationals in the past. I think this is just a standard tournament, and they're just going to throw confetti, but we'll see. Or they said it was a grand celebration, whatever that means. NSAC qualifier number 4 is taking place this Saturday as well. And for those who are curious, the paddling pool this week is a golden paddling pool. I don't really know what that means. I think like at the end of grand finals, you got to fight one of the Salmon Run bosses for swag or something like that. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. Unless we don't. Today, we are going to be recapping Low Ink. I am not going to be taking your calls like I typically have been doing with the past couple of Low Inks. I don't really think we have time for that, and I'm not super crazy interested in pushing this past the hour time limit unless there's something really cool to talk about. We're cutting into Sesame Street time, and PJ has really been enjoying Sesame Street as of late, and that is great because I'm so freaking tired of watching Miss Rachel over and over and over again. Elmo's high screeching voice is such a welcome change of pace, and I don't want to miss it. So we're going to get into that. Now, as always, if you want me to actually acknowledge something that you are saying here on the Popcast, leave a highlighted message in chat. I will be sure to scroll back up, read it, and answer whatever it is. If it's something stupid, you will be timed out for an indefinite time because we do not allow stupidity. Even though you are an idiot in chat, you're not allowed to be stupid. There's a difference. We're recapping Low Ink today. All that and more. But first, it's weird to think about that if Low Tide City were happening this year, we would have been getting back to that a week ago, or back from that a week ago. A week ago today, a lot of you would be at that Austin airport riding out storms and waiting to fly probably into Dallas to have a long layover there, or I don't know, some of you stuck at what's the O'Hara in Chicago? Midway, something like that. Like maybe you guys get stuck there. I don't know. That's what we would be doing a week ago to on this day if Low Tide City was going on. But alas, there is no Low Tide City this year. Nor was the rumored successor to Low Tide City taking place in Round Rock, Texas. Remember, it was talked about, oh, well, Low Tide City's not coming back, but in reality, like, there's a lot of rumors floating around that it is because it's just kind of like change ownership. Like none of that manifested at all. And now we're stuck with MomoCon. And that means MomoCon is now the kickoff event of the year of major Splatoon LAN events. Genesis had that last year, but LTC was the real big dog, an event that draw in a lot of teams. But now the first real major Splatoon LAN event is MomoCon on Memorial Day weekend. Before Get On My Level, which takes place on the 4th of July. Are we having a Veterans Day LAN? I mean, what other like patriotic holidays do we have left that we can run a Splatoon LAN on? I'm not sure. Now, it has quite some shoes to fill, though, if we want to consider MomoCon to be the true successor of the May Splatoon Major LAN event. Low Tide City, if you guys forgot, last year had 79 teams play in it. If you're in the venue, it was hilarious how many stations they had set up and just how much of that room Splatoon took up. 79 teams at Low Tide City. How many does MomoCon have this year? 21. That's more than last year, though. 21's a pretty decent number to have. The Big House. You guys remember Big House? Big House had 21 teams signed up for it, and Big House was awesome. Got some Detroit-style pizza. We got to be in that giant room with all the sweaty Smash players for a weekend. It was great. 21 teams was perfect at Big House because you had the 21 correct teams. That was one of the most stacked Splatoon tournaments we've ever had. I would argue it's the most stacked Splatoon 3 tournament we had. Maybe you could say LTC a couple last year. I don't know. But there were a lot of really strong teams on those 21 teams that played in that Big House. MomoCon this time around, not so much as far as stackage is concerned. But there are some still pretty notable teams. As a unnamed source has leaked the teams to me because I don't think they are exactly public as of yet. 21 teams. One team is hilariously just everybody that signed up as an individual and just got thrown together. But honestly, looking at this like pickup team, additional Andes, they actually look pretty legit. But there's actually 3 teams that have a shot at winning this thing, in my opinion. Moonlight's going. We all knew that. Moonlight announced that they were going. And my assumption is that they got Moonlight to go there and use them as kind of like, hey, Moonlight's going to be there. Everybody else jump in. Like they used Moonlight's registration as kind of like a promotional thing, which is what Smash does a lot. Smash, whenever like a top 10 player signs up for a LAN, they'll be like, look who's coming. Like you can come and play against them kind of thing. So Moonlight's going there. You got this pickup called Ace of Spades. And look at the roster for this one. Max, Thunder, KD, that's KEEDE, and Lynn are going to be on that team. That looks like a really solid team in any kind of LAN that you're playing in. And the team that's probably going to be seeded third is Yogurt. This is Storm, Balloon, Pelu, Pika, and Splat. That's essentially like a nightmare smoothie pickup that you're seeing right there. Yeah, Storm and Pelu together. Splat and Balloon. So that team's going to be pretty solid. Those are 3 teams that are actually pretty good. When I saw Moonlight was going, I was like, oh, man. I'm happy that Moonlight's going, but if they don't get somebody who can go toe-to-toe with that team, this isn't going to be good. But they got I'll say 2 teams that can go toe-to-toe. And if I'm being honest, Moonlight should be the number 1 seed, but I don't know if it's like I kind of like that Max, Thunder, Lynn, Katie roster a little bit more if I'm being honest here. You kind of look at Moonlight's ability to get deep into a tournament but not really close a lot of these tournaments out. Ace of Spades, Thunder, Max, Lynn, Katie, that's I think they might if it gets to if that's the grand finals, I might put channel points on that team. It would depend on like what path they took to get to that grand finals. But I think my point being, even though, team number 4 through 21 might not be like crazy super interesting, although I do see Joe is going as well. We could have just had like straight up Nightmare play in this event, right? Like all those players. I mean, I know Nightmare's not a thing anymore, but still. You got 3 teams, like the top 3 losers finals, winners finals, and grand finals will be interesting and will be something worth watching, which is something I was kind of worried about when I saw Moonlight going there. They got some things that'll make it interesting for sure. That's good. Another cool thing that I like about MomoCon, I don't think every event should do this, but I really like that MomoCon is like stepping up and doing this, limiting the commentators. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but it's like Riptide has 6 gazillion commentators that are playing for, or that do things for them. And it makes sense. Riptide has 2 different streams going on. They do the college stream at one point. They're doing 3 days, like pretty much the entire full 3 days. So they need a lot of commentators, but it's not like commentators can't do more than what is asked of them. I've personally never been in a commentary block, and I don't know how many LAN commentary blocks I've done. It's probably close to 10 at this point. But every single one that I've done, I've never finished a commentary block where I was like, thank God this crap's over. Like, I'm always kind of upset. It's like, man, I want to do like another set. Like, I'm enjoying this so much. Like, doing in-person LAN commentary is just so much fun. And I'm just doing it whenever I do it with like Falco or Brush or Magic, which I haven't done one with Magic in a long time. I'm just always like, does this really have to stop? Can I do like one more set? Can we just put like 2 teams on there and just have fun? It's just so much fun. And I don't want to get into the topic of, well, I should be getting paid to do this. Like, yeah, a lot of those LANs like offer to pay commentators, and I'll never say no to that. But if they just said, hey, can you do this for free? I would always do it for free. Not saying, I'm not like discouraging paying or anything like that. I'm just saying it's fun is the point that I'm getting at. But there are not 6 gazillion commentators that are going to be a part of MomoCon. Instead, there's only 6, which is 2 more than what they had last year. Last year, they only had 4 and just rotated through those 4. This time, they only have 6. Falco, Rizza, Nox, Siren, Austie, and Zach are the ones who are going to be a part of that. There's not a single person that I listed off that is below an S tier as far as commentators. They got the best of the best for this event. And just having like those 6 rotate throughout the weekend. Now, I'm assuming they're going to be commentating a lot over the course of the days that this is going on. But just having those 6 kind of rotate through is good. And I'm not, again, I like that Riptide has a lot. It's good that Riptide allows for new people to get on and get their name out there and get like their first time doing commentary and can kind of like grow from there. That's important. But I also think it is important to have events where we're putting a lot of effort into making this as top quality as possible to where even like the throwaway group stage round has some of the best commentary that you can put out there. That makes it cool for the audience, and that makes it really enjoyable to see. So I'm looking forward to looking at watching that as well. I am curious, though. Could this be bigger? Is 21 teams, before this event has even started, and I'm not doing doom and gloom, but we always try to be realistic and understandable about things here on the Popcast. We're not just fluffing things up for no reason. Could this event be bigger? Is this the peak of what it can be? The answer is no. No, this event this year could have been much bigger. It is not even close to its full potential of what it could have been this year. The announcement of this event got pushed out way late, and the promotion, the hype built up to this over the course of the past couple of months that it's been out has been lackluster at best. A lot of that is due to things outside of people's control. The ability to even announce this event was delayed for things that nobody really had a factor in. Like, everyone was just kind of waiting for one piece of the puzzle to land, and it's not really something anyone could control. That was a part of this, unfortunately. However, there are things that people do have a control over that just straight up failed. IPL. We're the ones hosting this event. It's going to be on the IPL channel. We've done next to nothing to promote this event, especially this month leading up to it. I mentioned it in the last couple episodes of the Popcast. We had Nox on to Low Ink yesterday, and the reason I wanted Nox on is so that we could have them talk about MomoCon while we were waiting for things in between sets. And just like put it out there. It's like, hey, we're going to be doing this. This is one of the commentators for it. Like, here's where you can watch this kind of thing. Obviously, we're doing the preview right now. But we didn't even announce the commentators until a couple hours ago. And that's on us. Us includes me. Because I very easily could have, like, hey, we need to start promoting this. I didn't because I was caught up in Low Ink and this other project I've been talking about, and there's a bunch of other things going on with IPL as well. I don't want to sit here and make excuses. I will say there's a lot of things that we are working on, but still, even us at IPL dropped the ball in promoting this one, which is why I'm trying to make up for it now by starting to push it out. The good thing about Big House even though it had the same exact 21 teams that this MomoCon has, that big house had over 1,000 people viewing winners finals onward. And it was on like the fourth, like BTS Smash number 4. You know, it's like the equivalent of ESPN The Ocho. Like it had next to no viewers or anything, like followers. It's just a channel that exists to be used a handful of times a years. And Splatoon got a lot of views on that thing with only 21 teams. Could a lot of people get viewership into this MomoCon still? Yes. And that is the thing I think the TOs for this event should be looking at, is how can we get the most value out of the small number of participants that we have and create an event that next year will be the fear of missing out event. If you saw Low Tide City and you saw the pictures of the fire pit at the very first LTC and you saw everybody hanging out, and then you started to be like, man, I want to be there. I want to make sure that I'm there next year. Like, I don't want to miss that. I think that played a major role in Low Tide City's growth year to year, eventually getting to 79 teams before the event closed its doors for good. Can they find a way to capture that kind of magic at MomoCon this year? That will be the challenge that they're coming up with. But if they do that, it's going to create more hype for the next year's event, and everyone can start looking forward to it. It also comes down to what is MomoCon's actual plan with this. You know, Riptide is just a standalone tournament. Like, the whole thing is a tournament. The Splatoon tournament at MomoCon is the side event. Like, it's one of the gazillion things that are going on there. Nox was talking about there's a wrestling tournament of some sort at MomoCon. What is this event? What is this place? There are going to be tons of people there, but only a very small fraction of people that are going to be there are there for Splatoon. It's just like a part of the thing. And there's other tournaments going on as well. And it just makes me kind of think, like, what is the goal here? Like, when MomoCon said we want to bring Splatoon to our event, what was the goal that they want? Did they want it to make it a giant tournament? Did they want to make it like this huge worthwhile kind of thing that everybody wants to sign up for? Or is it just like, we want to offer this to people that are here? Because when we talked to Rose about the convention they went to a couple of months ago, and they were asked, hey, we want you to run a Splatoon tournament at our convention, and then it just turned out to be here, we're just going to put some crates in a basement and have you guys huddle up and play on like the weak connection off against each other. It's not even a LAN anymore. You guys are just going to play, have fun. Like, that's not a tournament. That's just an afterthought. But this isn't an afterthought. MomoCon is putting legit money and effort into this thing. I just wonder what the goal is. Like, what do they hope to see this be? Because if you're just going to put a bunch of money into this thing, why not just grab 8 teams from North America and Europe? Or if it's cheaper, just get 8 teams from North America, fly them out, have them be the only ones participate, and then just make it Splatoon Summit. Just have those 8 teams beat the brains out of each other for an entire weekend, stream and commentate every single set. That would be a huge event. And that would be the biggest watched event of the entire year. Like, who wouldn't tune in to watch something like that with the commentators they have out there? Are you kidding me? But still, I wonder what the goal is with this thing. Can it be this true successor to Low Tide City? That's too early to make that kind of comparison, but it is something that I am personally keeping an eye on here because it can grow into something truly special. I mean, there's no reason the crowd can't be insane. Like, all they have to do is just bring all the people there. If they just got like a fraction of the people that are there at MomoCon and just got them into the crowd, even if they don't know what they're watching, like, how hype would that be? Maybe Moonlight can draw them up like a bunch of interest from all the panels or something. I don't know. We are going to continue to cover this. We're going to talk about it next week. I already have Hammy, who's going to be our reporter at the scene. We're going to talk to Hammy live after grand finals, we're going to record it and then play it on the Monday episode of the Popcast, Johnny on the Spot. We'd like to do that at lands that I'm not at, and we're going to keep that tradition going. And we already have Cactus online to be Johnny on the Spot at Get On My Level in July. So look forward for stuff like that. And I'll just say this. For those of you that are excited about Waffle House, and you're not in a region of the country that has Waffle House, and you're going there, I get it, okay? I get it. The wife and I had Whataburger and In-N-Out Burger when it came to us going to LTC. Whataburger was much better than In-N-Out, but we wanted to try it because we don't have it where we live. I just wanted to let you guys know, Waffle House is fine. I just want you to be aware. Your experience with anything is based on expectations versus reality. If you are expecting this to be like a mind-blowing event and then it's not, you're going to be pissed. If you're expecting everything to be dog water and it's above dog water, you're going to have a positive experience. Wherever your bar is with Waffle House, it needs to not be up here, but down there. Way down there. It's as long as your bar is on the floor, you will enjoy Waffle House. Okay, I'm just preparing you guys for that. If you've been overhyped about Waffle House and you're like up here, those waffles, while tasty, they don't taste as good when they come out of your body as when they do when they go in. I'll just say that. And Waffle House is way better in the morning. If you go at night, which I used to do at college, me and my friends would go to like midnight Waffle House. That was some trippy that was some trippy stuff. Oh boy. My wife and I still go there every now and then. If like every other month my parents will come up and babysit. We go to Waffle House last time, and then we're like, oh, this is why we don't go here. You need to go to Waffle House every 2 months just so you forget how awful it is, and then remind yourself, like, maybe that waffle's not so bad. The waffle's good. Just prepare yourselves, guys. I'm trying to look out for your best interests here. I can only do so much. We'll get to Low Ink. I know that's the reason all of you are actually here. Nobody cares about MomoCon except for everyone. Oh, highlighted messages. Hold on. I think we just have one. Almo Joe. Apologies for putting it in comp player terms, but where do you think there's room for optimism of the meta in Splatoon commentary? I still see comp players saying from time to time that they rather watch some tournament streams muted because the commentary does not keep them engaged. That's a great question. I don't know if I can come up with the answer off the top of my head. I will admit I watch some streams muted. I guess it's just personal preference. I hate it when both commentators are doing play-by-play. I can see what's going on. I like it better when commentators try to give you like the color side of things, try to be like, here's what this player's probably thinking right now, or here's what this team should be keeping in mind going through this next set, or like I want to hear more insightful things. When I hear two commentators just like talking about what we're all already seeing, that's when I kind of click out, and it's hard to do color commentary, but that's just me. Storytelling versus explaining. I guess that's true. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that mute me when I commentate, and that's fine. Like, I'm not, I like my style, and it's kind of like this Popcast. I enjoy this Popcast, so I keep doing it. And if people don't enjoy it, then like I'm not going to try to like, no, please viewers, please stay. I'll change my style for you, but then it doesn't become fun for me. Like, I like commentating with Falco because he can be the good cop and say nice things, and I can be the bad cop and say like critical things, and I think we work really well in that sense. But I've found just like when I'm more of an a-hole, the audience is more engaged in what I kind of do, and you know, it's a fine line. Like, you can't just be like hood commentary, although I really enjoy doing that. But I think I think commentators are kind of afraid to be critical because they don't want to get like backlash for it, or like they don't want like that person to DM like, I heard you said this about me. I've been talking about people a long time, and I feel like you find that line of like what's okay to say and like how to say certain things. But I appreciate commentators that are more critical but fair. Like if you're just trying to be mean's sake, but I don't know. That's just me personally. I try to be critical and fair, and I think the audience appreciates when I do that. And I also make fun of chat the entire time, which for some reason they really enjoy that too because they're weird. Let's do the weekly recap. Oh. Ugh. Too much Waffle House. Paddling pool number 319 took place last Wednesday. It was won by Vanguard. What I believe to be a Chickamote took second place, and Roller rounds out your top three. I forgot about Vanguard. Just need more opportunity to play in tournaments, I guess, but that's an actual legit team, and I love that they're actually playing in this event. They won Paddling Pool 319, had 23 teams in it. SOS number 188 took place last Wednesday. It was won by SOS Deluxe. Fruit Loop took second place, and Free Quad is the team that took home the bronze medal. In case you were curious, because I know you are, the team that finished fourth place is called We as in Heel Book, and one of the teams that tied for fifth was $6 comps, but we are locked in. You're locked in and you got fifth place. Maybe lock in more next time. Hammerhead bracket was won by OK. Mako bracket was won by A&W haters. Who hates A&W? What is wrong with everyone in like chain restaurants all of a sudden? And Lantern bracket was won by Worm Wind. Triton Cup number 103 took place last Friday. It was won by Vanguard yet again. We Love Math and the Devon took second place, and Who Up emailing their pins. I wrote that down wrong. But the name's stupid enough anyways. It doesn't really matter. That's the Dapple Productions suite for not Aquatic Vanguard, just Vanguard. They won Paddling Pool and Triton Cup in the same week, so hats off to them. I don't think they get a special badge for winning the Dapple Productions sweep. The Dapple Productions Grand Slam. That's what it should be called. From the Ink Up number 78, there's been 78 of these things. Went to Ascension Rising. The Idiot Reapers took second place, and Crisis Averted took home the bronze medal. 42 teams played in this event, and that is a lot considering that this happened on the same time as a Low Ink weekend. In fact, there were teams that played in from the Ink Up and the entirety of Low Ink. That's a lot of Splatoon. I thought Low Ink was too long for you guys. Do you need this like a dessert tournament after Sunday as well? My goodness. Put the game down, folks. Speaking of dessert, 4v4 Sundays took place on Saturday, which doesn't make sense thematically, but we roll with it. The team that won first was made up of Zenith, Goss, Atomic, and Yoast Shell, which is essentially Metro that won 20XX, correct? Just call yourself Metro. Vanguard took second place in Mozzarella. Found out your top three. Almost a 3-win weekend for Vanguard. They won Paddling Pool, Triton Cup, but couldn't close out 4v4 Sundays. Maybe they should have played in Moo Moo Cup. They would have won that, I'm sure. It happened at the same exact time. Let's take a look at the CCA that ran an event this past weekend. The CCA Collegiate Crossfire 2025 took place this past Sunday. 8 CCA teams and NSE teams duked it out in an International Collegiate Splatoon Invitational. Gold bracket was won by the University of Texas at Dallas, Arc Holly. Second place went to California State Polytech University, Pomona, the Reef Runners. Ugh. Third place went to the Penn State University, PSU Blue. Silver bracket went to Royal Holloway University of London. Oh, aren't you fancy? The Risco Royal. Second place went to University of Warwick. And third place went to University of Portsmouth, the Portsmouth Paladins. Collegiate Cruise at Riptide 2025. If you are going to Riptide, you can go as a team. And for your college team, it is the third year that it is running the biggest LAN college tournament to take place the year. Go to riptide.gov for more information. And that was your weekly recap. Sponsored by Ludi. I miss it. I miss Ludi being part of the weekly recap. I mean, we still got the CCA, apparently. I honestly was not expecting to get a CCA report, a press release, as they call them, DM to me. But I miss Ludi. I don't miss playing it. I'm never playing in Ludi again, but I miss it. Could you believe Falco said, 117 matches they streamed? I still don't believe that. There's no way they streamed that many matches, but still, I miss it. Leagues Under the Ink, the official sponsor, because we miss it, of today's segment of the weekly recap. Huh. Unofficially 119. What do you mean unofficially? What? Like you got to frame count it or something? Like you're part of the admin team for that. How do you not know? Yeah. It will not be here before we know it. If they ask me to be part of the seating council before I know it, I'm going to tell them no. I need to have like I know it to be a part of the seating council again next season. I'll tell you that. Give me a moment to breathe before you take another week away from my life. Although I will make this promise, we will get the Inkvaders right next season. The rest of y'all I don't care about, but Inkvaders, we'll take care of them next season. The elevators, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's talk about Low Ink. On a personal note, I am not particularly happy with this past Low Ink. I was kind of pointing out how during LCS I saw Falco and JPEG like posting about like, oh, I'm so frustrated this isn't going well, and I'm like, we don't understand what you mean. It looks like it's going great. I don't know how you guys feel about Low Inks, but I personally was not happy with it. We had a scenario in Swiss where you played Hagglefish in the same round, and I think Ship Shape appeared twice in the same round. Issues here and there, just little tiny things. There's just like, this is below our standard. And we didn't like we get the usual like, your tiebreaker rules are bad, which we've been getting for 5 years. But I mean, just from like a personal level, I'm not happy with how this Low Ink went, and look at things and be like, all right, we got to get this fixed for next time. And I'll take the L for all those things. Like if you're frustrated with how this Low Ink is, you can put that on me. I'll take the L for that. I mean, it lasted so long on day 2. That's more of a product of grand finals just dragging the heck on. And it's like, will one of you please just win this damn thing already? Like, can Singularity just give up? Like, we won't fault you. We can just say, you've been playing a long time, you ran out of energy. That's fine. Or, on the flip side, would Fruit Gummy just win the tournament? Like, would you just come on, just flip whatever switch you need to flip to start playing good again? And it's like neither team wanted to win the tournament. It's like, gosh. It was exciting, though. It's always the frustrating Low Inks for me that end up having the best grand finals for some odd reason. Maybe it's just like to punish me, to keep me on commentary forever. But I just wanted to publicly acknowledge, not that I think like this was a horrible Low Ink or anything, but just for my own personal standards, I wasn't particularly happy with how certain things went on our end, and I blame myself for that. And we're gonna get it right next time for sure. Unless we don't, I don't know. Maybe that'll be the last one. I will say this: I'm, I just throwing this out there. Eventually, I will stop doing low inks, and I will not do the thing where I'm like, this is the last. I'm not going to do the Kobe reunion tour, where I'm just like, this low ink is going to be my last one, and let's spend the whole month just talking about how awesome I am. When I stop doing low inks, I'm just going to announce it here after a low ink. I'm going to say, no, this is it. That was it. Goodbye. I'll do something else. But I will say this. I'm never going to leave low ink on a bad one. It's going to be a really good low ink where I say, that's it. So if you want me to keep me around, keep having bad low inks, because all they do is be like, all right, now I got to do better next year. So one more guaranteed, but not anytime soon. Just throwing that idea out there. Let's talk about the teams that did really well on Saturday, the Swiss stage. My winners from Swiss stage. Let's give a shout out to Zero Magnum. Went 4-2 in this tournament, getting key wins over Pangea. Ben Simmons under the basket. That is a name that you put when you want to go 0-6. Brigada Wumi, Pixel per Inc. This is the best result that Zero Magnum has gotten, I believe, as a team. Was not expecting them to do that well, and they ended up making beta brackets. So good job to them. Hopefully it's a sign of more things to come. Sonata went 4-2 in this tournament. Excuse me, getting key wins over Anarchy Stars, the Arrows of Earth. That's another thing. Rainfall and Tong Shar. I think I might have just summoned a demon into somebody's living room by chanting that spell out loud. Sonata is the reigning Div 7 champions, and they found themselves in Alpha. There we go. Nicely done. Do you still get badges for winning divs in Ludi? I think you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Tea Time went 4-2 in this tournament, getting key wins over... Oh, gosh. They got a win over Schmore Seals go Myak Myak. They beat What the Fuzz, the Whip Rays, and Payback as well. How did we not put that team on stream? What are we doing? We're literally throwing. Tea Time got bumped into Alpha Bracket. They made Beta, but because I think This Is Fine had the drop day 2, Tea Time got bumped up. So qualified for Beta, got to play in Alpha, went 4-2. Cheers to you, Tea Time. Flood Warning went 3-3 in this tournament, getting key wins over Pickup Madness, The Night Logic, and Karmeshi Colony or beta bracket for Flood Warning, who reminded you on Blue Sky to eat your water and drink your food. Spoken like a true beta bracket team. Good job, Flood Warning. We'll hope you keep playing at low inks down the road. Rising Beyond the Tides went 4-2 in this tournament, getting key wins over Super Silly Squids, Eternal Bloom, Payback, and Splat.exe. This was a team that I had marked down on the sheet as having beta bracket potential, and I was right. They had more than beta bracket potential because they made alpha bracket. So next time we'll give them alpha bracket potential. How about that? Honor Bound, salute. 4-2 for this team, getting key wins over Wall, Rise, Nova Nightshade, and Tea Time. That lands as a spot in Honor Bound back into Alpha Bracket where they belong. Can you please stay there, Honor Bound? No more Beta, no more Gamma. Alpha or bust. Means you got to go 5-1. 4-2 worked out for them this time around, though. The Red Leviathan. Let's cut. Let's try it again. Red Leviathans went 5-1 in this tournament, getting key wins over the Metalopods, Rainfall, Future Tone, Tongue Shore, and This Is Fine. The Red Leviathans is a team you guys mentioned in the Low Ink pre-show that I didn't, and I'm a believer now. They are probably a top 10 team next month. They made Alpha. They didn't do super hot in Alpha. Actually, no, we'll take a look at Alpha Bracket in a minute. But Red Leviathans are the real deal. They'll probably be a top 10 team next month. The biggest winner of the entire Saturday, in my opinion, goes to the team that won Group A, and that is Colorful Whirlpool. Colorful with a U before the R instead of COLOR. Colorful Whirlpool went 5-1, getting key wins against Ben Simmons under the basket, Inkception, Zero Magnum, Krill Switch, and Poor Judgment. This was a heck of a run for Colorful Whirlpool. We only saw one team go 6-0 on Saturday. It was not Colorful Whirlpool, but their 5-1 was the most impressive of all, including a very nice win in round 6 against Poor Judgment, who was undefeated at the time. So Colorful Whirlpool this time around gets the best win, is the official best winner in my book of the Swiss stage. Rise ST is, are you talking about the team name Rise? Is that what you're talking about? Is your account named after the team? Is this the official team account that you're watching this on right now? Yes and no. You seem conflicted, my friend. I can't help you there. You know, maybe it would make sense if I actually pulled up the bracket ahead of time and I wouldn't have to stall here to pull it out. Let's see. What's the name of this tournament? Low Ink. There we go. What are we looking at? Gamma bracket. Are we going to bump, and bump? That looks good. That looks good, Popgun. Let's roll with that. Screen share? Is that the right button? This is. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at Gamma bracket. Ben Simmons under the basket is, no. I mean, that's a hilarious team name. But, he's still in the league, right? He still plays for the Nets? Does he get like $60 gazillion to do nothing for the Nets? He's with the Clippers now. Okay. How'd the Nets get rid of him? Why did the Clippers want him? What is going on? Okay, so this is Gamma bracket that we're taking a look at here. I got 3 teams that I want to talk about. Then we'll move on to beta. The one team I want to talk about first is our old pals Malibu Rising, who had the losers bracket run this time around. 2-0ing Gerber and 2-1ing X-Name, 2-0 High Key before the Night Logic swept them out. Malibu Rising is legit rising, which is a good thing. I'm sorry I put you in Div 9. You did good enough in Gamma bracket. Maybe we'll put you in Div 8 next time, but I see you getting 3rd place in Gamma. The Night Logic is the team that took 2nd place, getting most of their wins on the winner side of things. They had to play the awkward earlier round because of their seed. They beat Arrows of Earth. They beat X-Name, whatever, and then took this team that won the whole thing, Altruist, to a game 5, then a game 4. The Night Logic is one of the oldest teams I think we have left in Low Ink. They've been playing in Low Ink for a long, long time. Inkception's been around a long time as well, but the Night Logic, I don't know. Who's older, the Night Logic or Inkception? It'd be one of those 2 teams. Krill Streak didn't play this week, but they're also in that category as well. Altruist is the team that won this one. Altruist has gotten a 3rd place in LSL in March, and this time around they win a Gamma bracket that was a more stacked Gamma bracket because we had more tougher teams, a lot more 3-3 teams to choose from versus last month where it was mostly like 2-4 teams that were playing. So nice work, Altruist. You got 3rd place in LSL, now you won Gamma bracket. Which one's better? I'd say the Gamma bracket if I had to take a guess. Inkception's older than your comp career. Ink Vaders are older than my comp career. 2016. It's crazy. Beta bracket. Let's take a look at beta bracket. Old beta bracket. I got 5 different teams I want to talk about here. First off, I want to give a shout out to Pixel Per Inc. They got a win against the Anarchy Stars. That was one of my top 10 teams. They beat them 2-1 before Rainfall knocked them out. And then they beat this Tung team, Error 404, before getting knocked out by the After School Sweets Club. So Pixel Per Inc., they got 37th place in February, 25th place last month, and this time around they got 21st place in beta bracket. Pixel Per Inc. moving in the right direction, getting better every single month that they're playing, and racking up some quality wins along the way. This Anarchy Stars is a really solid win. They beat somebody else that I was like, ooh, no, let's not look at, let's not dox their staff chat or their chat. I'll look it up again later, I guess. But they mostly said GG's right there. Sometimes you guys argue with each other in chat. As a staff, you can see every staff chat or every team chat, even like after they're long gone. And some of you get pretty cringe with each other, and some of you like make jokes with each other too, and you both like seem to be okay with it. So we're like, all right, we're not gonna like intervene here. I think these two are just being friends. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Vivid Wave gets a little bit of shout out here. They got 4th place in this bracket, getting a couple wins on the winner's side. Rest in the Milky Way, Error 404, Rainfall knocked them down, and then After School Sweethearts knocked them down. But they did beat one of the teams I put in the top 10, Future Tone 2-0 as well. So Vivid Wave is one of those teams that signed up a little bit late. I said they probably were a top 10 team, and they probably still are. They got a top 10 roster. Just need to find a way to get that 5th win so they don't get stuck in tiebreaker hell with the 4-2 with those other 4-2 teams. But they're close. They are still a top 10 worthy team. Just needed a month to get things under their belt. I'm sure they'll be even better next month. Cat Zerna. So this is my name's kind of blocking them here, but this is that team that I said from Germany that I did put in my top 10 that I said was going to make alpha bracket. They didn't, but they still got 3rd place in beta. Just beating up a bunch of these other teams along the way on the winner's side of things. Lost Inkling, sorry, Hammy, didn't mean to bring that up. Zero Magnum, wow, Zero Magnum almost made alpha bracket. They're like, this is the top seed of beta. And then they actually beat the team that won the whole thing, 3-2 before Rainfall knocked them out, and then After School Sweets got revenge on them. So Cats, again, you'll see this team again next month. They'll be under a completely different name. They change their name every single time, but they're strong. They're good. They beat the team that won beta, even though they ended up losing to them in losers finals. Rainfall, what happened here? Rainfall was not messing around this Sunday. Flood warning, we don't care. Pixel Per Inc. 2-0. Vivid Wave 3-1. The Cats team 3-2. And then I don't know what they did during this break, but they were not ready for After School Sweets Club. But Rainfall got 5th place in From the Ink Up on Friday. So they played From the Ink Up on Friday, got 5th place, played all the way through Low Ink on Saturday, and the entirety of beta bracket on Sunday. They played a lot of Splatoon and racked up some pretty good placements along the way. I wonder if they're taking today off, or they're like, man, we're going to play in all 3 like Monday tournaments that are taking place today. Rainfall, relax. Enjoy yourself. It's MomoCon weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe they're going to MomoCon. That's why they played right here. After School Sweets Club? Is that what this is? I believe, is that a name of an anime? They have like a scene that's like, oh, this absolutely has to be an anime of some sort. It is an actual team. They do have like a team page on here, which means we're going to see more of this team going forward. And I'm excited about that. I hope they play next month as part of my beard falls off into my mouth. That's gross. I hope they play again next month, because once they got into losers side of things, they went off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. When they got to losers bracket, they went 13-2 per games to win the tournament. They flipped the switch. And I would really love to see this team improve and make alpha bracket next month. Beta champs always do well. And now they're an actual team, because I saw that. I did some research. That means they're absolutely going to be back next month, guaranteed. Why not? Why not? What else are you going to do? Alpha bracket, and then we'll call it a day. Again, we are not going to be taking your calls this time around. If you leave a highlighted message, I will respond to it, but we won't have time for taking your calls this time around. First, I want to give a shout out to Roulette, the team that got knocked out in losers round 3 of alpha bracket, went down 2-1 to the Kittens plus unemployment. Roulette, if I'm on Roulette, I got to be feeling really good about what we've been doing the last couple of months. They've been consistently making alpha bracket. They made top 4 of Div 6. They went 6-0. They were the only team to go undefeated on Saturday. Obviously, a bit of a rough start. They played the bad guys. The bad guys were playing out of their minds on Sunday. Like, this is the best the bad guys have ever been playing. The only thing stopping them was their own router, I guess. But this is still a really good run for Roulette. I'm sure they're, like, not thrilled that they're, like, constantly making alpha bracket and not getting to, like, the medaling round or something. But if I'm on Roulette, I got to be like, look, our future is really good. We might not win low ink, but we're going to be set up to have a good life outside of low ink with the introduction that they're on. Whatever it is that they're rolling it on, they're making the right kind of calls there. Just wanted to shout that out. Kittens plus unemployment. It was the pickup team name with the guess what person that was on it. Autumn, I believe, is what they went by this time around. I do want to point out this match right here against Poor Judgment where they won 2-1. This was an awkward ending in Game 3 because Poor Judgment was the host and they DC'd at the very end, so we don't really get like a true finish to it. Although it was past the time, and Kittens plus Unenjoyment also had the lead technically at it. You want that set to finish out. I do want to make like a point here. I didn't see either team like complain about it. Well, I mean, why would Kittens complain about it? I didn't see Poor Judgment complain about it. I'm not bringing up the fact that they did. I'm just making like a blanket statement. I understand gentlemaning things. I did it when I was a player. I gentlemaned I gentlemaned one time in Ash Cup Grand Finals. We technically won the tournament off of a DC, and I said, no, we'll replay that. Like, we don't want to win the tournament that way. Let's gentleman and replay it. I totally get it. As a TO, though, don't do that. Like, there is no honor in gentlemaning. The reason I don't like it when teams gentlemen to just replay sets when the rules say it's too late to do so is because you are slowing down the tournament for everybody. We had Evie. Evie came on this show last week, and I missed this opportunity. Evie was talking about how wanting TOs to hold teams to time limit rules and be like, if you go over the time limit, we're just DQing you. There needs to be a pushback on that. Whenever somebody DCs in a game and it's past the time limit, you can't gentleman to that. And if a TO steps in and closes out a game when time runs out, and that person goes to Twitter and tries to flame the TO, I better see all of you that are upset about the length of tournaments attack and ratio that person when they call it a TO for holding their foot to the pedal and making sure they don't stop or making sure they stop matches when they go over the time limit. My point being, I would have loved for this set to replay and play out, but this tournament is dragging on so much anyways. Don't gentleman your sets. If you DC, that's just unfortunate. Same thing with bad guys in Singularity. Do I want the set like this on stream to end in Game 5 like that? No. And that was worse. That one was like up for debate who was still going to win that one, but like, we got to go to bed. Like, I got to see my son at some point. Don't gentleman your sets. There's no honor in it. There's no honor in it. We've convinced ourselves that you have to gentleman people, that it's the unwritten rule. We need to stop doing that. If we want tournaments to be faster, we need to stop doing the gentleman stuff. Just take the L and move on. But, man, that's a poor way for Poor Judgment to go out. There's no denying that. Shout-outs to Kitten plus Unemployment, getting 4th place in this tournament. Bad guys, I talked about how this was just like an absolutely insane run that they went on. Look who they beat. If you just trust the auto seeder, they beat the 4 seed, the 1 seed, and the 2 seed back to back to back. Beat them all pretty good. Swept Slow Joiners. I didn't even think they won the first game. When they won the tower control game, it was like, wait, did they really won the first game? Like, they're up 2-0 right now? And then they just kind of ran into the buzzsaw of Foot Gummy, who played the best set. Unfortunate for bad guys that they played Foot Gummy when they were playing their best, because they obviously cooled off after Grand Finals. I wonder if bad guys can take them out if they were to replay them, but Singularity, oh my goodness. This is one of the most insane runs I've ever seen. Not the best, but one of the most insane runs I've ever seen in a low ink. Losing to address the Gators 2-0. Rising Beyond the Tides 2-0. Colorful Whirlpool 2-0. Otterbound 2-0. Slow Joiners 2-0. Kitten Plus Unemployment 2-0. 2-0 to everybody. And just kept playing over and over and over again with no real break. That's the punishment for being a loser's bracket. You don't get a break. I don't feel bad for them that they played so much, but man, am I impressed. I was really impressed. That play the Decav had in this set, in that Clam Blitz game, that was like, damn. That was insane what we saw out of that player right there. That was one of the best individual plays I've ever seen in low ink. And I've seen more low inks than what I should have. Do I think they ran out of gas in this one? I don't think so. I honestly don't think they I kept mentioning while commentating to him, like, it's going to happen at some point. I don't think it ever did. I think they just ran off adrenaline the whole time. They beat Fruit Gummy, took them to a game 5, and fell 2 regular clams short of victory. You got to tip your cap. If you're Singularity, you just got to tip your cap and say, we just lost. Like, we just didn't have that final kind of oomph right there. But if you're Fruit Gummy and you're coming in here and you want me to give you an apology for not putting you in the top 10, okay, I'm sorry. I had no idea they were going to be this good. None of you knew they were going to be this good either. The last time they played in low ink was last month, and they were in beta bracket. And I don't think they even played in beta bracket. Like, who would have predicted this? This is why we love low ink. It's always a team that you know about that comes out of nowhere anyways and just has like, oh, we're just going to flip the switch. We're going to beat Honor Bound and Colorful Whirlpool and address the Gators. And this bad guys team that seemed unbeatable, yeah, we're just going to 3-0 them. Like, okay, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? From Fruit Gummy. It just came out of nowhere. They just decided, yeah, we're just going to win low ink today. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Congratulations. I mean, there's so many unpredictable things with low ink, but there's no way. If you told me Fruit Gummy would have won this low ink on Friday, I would have been like, yeah, I believe it because it's low ink, but like over poor judgment and Blitz Wave and Freedom Dive, well, 2 of those teams ended up dropping. So, but still, impressive, very impressive run all around. Nicely done for everyone. The bad thing about a grand finals that ends up being 9 games is that the tournament drags on like an extra hour. I'm all for the Norwegian oil economy idea of let's just sweep our opponent from the winner's side of the bracket in grand finals and call it a day. It's like, yeah, let's do that next time. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed playing in it. If not, there's a feedback channel. And we'll call it a day there. That's it. All right. That's going to do it for today's episode of the Popcast. Let's raid somebody. Is there somebody worth raiding? We go to Rose every time. Oh, Dapples. Let's give Dapples one back here. They raided us over the course of the weekend. Dapple Productions. If you'd like to be a... Did that work? Raid Dapple Productions. There we go. Invalid username. Do I not know how to spell it? What the heck? Oh, it's just Dapple Production. Dapple Production. Who's got Dapple Productions taken? Whatever. Stay safe. Get vaccinated. Wear a mask when applicable. Good luck to everyone this weekend going to MomoCon. Hope you can find your hotel. And we'll talk to you next week. Hammy is going to be on the show live-ish from MomoCon stage. You don't want to miss it.